Pull up a chair and pour a glass. Got stories that are built to last. Yeah, with the old-fashioned ass.
Yeah, I guess it's probably the wrong way.
Down.
It's probably the wrong way based on
I'm like,
the way the mic is facing
I'm
you.
not sure what I'm looking at. Oh, wait. Now I see.
They gave that in the in that tasting.
Did you give them a business card?
Did I give them a business card?
The lady, the Michener's lady, or whatever it's called.
Michters. They go over that quite a bit.
I was not there, okay?
Well, have you tried being better?
I have. It's called work. Until somebody can pay me for this science research that I'm doing, I still got to work to make money to afford our research for others.
This cocktail's pretty good. Okay. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
could have been a rough one. Don't want to break anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
God damn, that's good. Oh.
That's the first time for you?
An Amaretto sour?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You've had sours before,
I've
though,
had
right?
sours. Lots of whiskey sours, but
So
many whiskey sours.
same idea, just different. So
I like it.
this one we made is we're on, right? We're recording.
Pardon me?
Or am I just talking to myself?
You're just talking to yourself in the mic? Yeah, we're recording.
Oh yeah, I guess we should introduce ourselves maybe. I'm Trevor.
I'm Justin.
And welcome back. Thanks for waiting. We were a little delayed. Technical, let's just say technical issues.
We'll call it technical issues. It's easier that way.
Yeah, it was, you try to do this yourself, and we're good at talking.
Hurdles.
We're good at talking, not so good at the behind the scenes.
Speak for yourself.
You're an expert on this now.
Every time,
I just watch you and I'm there for moral support, and I'm like, good job, man.
Even today, I plugged everything in and I was like, oh my God, where are the mics again? And then through a series of now that I know, I'm like, click, 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 click. 5 minutes later, test. And then I was like, all right, we're rolling.
Should be able to, I think we've probably encountered, hopefully.
Oh my God. Everything from update drivers to drivers don't exist to accidentally hitting a button on the back end of that controller. Yeah, it's been a fun go. So yeah, welcome to the official episode 10.
Official episode 10.
Official, because there may or may not be content that is no longer or partially usable.
Well, it'll come out. It might say, well, we'll figure that part out. We called it episode 10, but obviously we're not going to release that as episode 10.
No, we'll call it the lost episode.
It'll be in the lost episodes, or maybe that's a holiday episode.
You could even have you're making a year of the best of the year. And then in that one, you're like, here's some content we didn't give you. You want to hear some saucy things?
You want to hear the B-side?
The B-side of us giggling in the kitchen, getting another cocktail.
That's what happens when we pause it to get another one.
We should not be left to our own devices. You need.
I like being left to our own devices. It's for research purposes. It is.
Damn, that's good.
Strictly for research. Well, yes.
I'm going to turn into you, where I'm just going to shove this and eat another one halfway.
Well, we are going to have two because I want to compare, right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
So this one that we're making, I found it on liquor.com. It is 1.5 ounces of Amaretto Amaretto liqueur, 3/4 ounce of cask-proof bourbon, and I used the Elijah Craig. 1 ounce of lemon juice, freshly squeezed. None of that fake powdery stuff.
There's powdered lemon juice?
Yeah, I'll get into that with this.
Oh, do you mean
the
lemonade?
It's like a sour mix kind of thing, right?
Oh,
so,
gross.
Yeah. And then there is 1 teaspoon of rich simple syrup. I don't know what the difference is between rich simple syrup and just simple syrup. But
see, these are things that we'll
be experts on eventually. 1/2 ounce of egg white, garnished with lemon twist, and 2 brandied cherries. We just did 1 cherry.
1 cherry.
No toothpick. We just dropped it right in. That's
I don't
how
know
we
what
roll.
happened to my toothpick.
Used
had
it
those-
earlier.
I had those long ones, those like cocktail
Like
ones.
skewer ones?
No, not skewer ones. Like there's like the normal size, like
Oh,
those,
like
and
for
then
putting
there's, bigger ones.
5 olives into a
No, like you can set it on
martini.
the top of the glass.
Oh yeah.
From
Or make a Caesar with a buffet on top.
a buffet. Yes, a buffet on the top.
Cheese and pepperoni
And
and
you're using a
pickles.
full barbecue.
Yeah,
for it.
that's right. So to make this, add the amaretto, bourbon, lemon juice, simple syrup, and egg white into a shaker and dry shake. No ice for 15 seconds.
Nobody likes a wet shake. You always.
Well, sometimes you got to have a wet shake. Like nobody likes it, but sometimes.
I was just sitting there trying to think of a bit for this dry shake aspect.
Well, I'll cover the dry shake in a minute. You keep it. I was on a roll. You're
Sorry,
interrupting me.
my bad.
That's delicious. After that, you add the ice, shake again until well chilled, strain into a rocks glass over fresh ice, garnish with a lemon twist and 2 skewered brandied cherries. Again, we only did 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we roll in this one.
Plus, too, it's like we have this cocktail codex book.
Yep.
Which is an amazing book on both of our coffee tables. And
now there's 2 on your coffee
now
table.
for some reason you needed to buy.
I didn't buy. You brought it.
I bought it.
I brought it over.
So I'm a nice person who likes to buy things for people.
You are a very nice person, but
I'm a very generous human.
I'm pretty sure yours is on your coffee table, but I wasn't sure, so I just brought mine over. So we can both read out of the codex.
But I mean, like with these classic cocktails, when they use that terminology, like, can I see that paper for a second? So it's like brandied cherries, rich simple syrup, cask proof bourbon. That's this site's take on it, right?
Yes.
It's not necessarily the original recipe has to be done like this.
No, and I'm going to cover that. Like I'll open the one that I saw in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't tried that one, but tonight we're going to compare both. Once again, it's science, research.
I can't stress how much I don't want to do this, but I have to.
It's for the listeners. We do this for everybody. So we talked about dry shake. Do I really need to dry shake an amaretto sour? The short answer is yes. The goal of the first shake of a sour of this type is to froth the egg white and incorporate it with the other ingredients. If you do not shake sufficiently at this stage, the egg white won't achieve its goal of becoming less of a meringue than that tops your drink and more of a slug of raw egg. Nobody wants a slug.
That's why, and that's a little trick that you learn in cooking, especially when you're making a meringue. For the same reason, you asked me, you're like, oh, you don't need to do that in the bowl. And what I was doing was incorporating and loosening up the proteins of the egg white.
Okay.
So that especially when you're trying to measure, that your egg white
it separates and it's not
starts
just
to separate enough that you can separate it and the proteins aren't so gluey.
It's not just one goopy mess that you pour into a.
Yeah, I don't think egg yolks have the same type of proteins that the egg whites.
No, because as soon as you kind of break the membrane, they start to flow a lot easier, where the egg whites are just.
I don't know about you, but I definitely flow a little bit better when you break the membrane. So bad.
All right. We'll cover that later. We'll come back to that. So this is the one I chose to go with. Your first time. What do you think?
It is like a sour explosion in my mouth. Like not too. It's not you. Pick up that coaster. It's good. It's incorporated. It's kind of got a little bit of sweetness from the amaretto, and the simple syrup, but it's just that it's a very balanced cocktail. The egg whites really pull everything together. Cause I said, it's not too sour. It's not too sweet. It's not too frothy. It's just all very incorporated very well, which I think probably because of the dry shake, but I really like it. I still think I prefer a whiskey sour.
Fair.
But this is a very close second.
Well, this one we still got to use in this particular recipe. We still got to use the bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
and as an adder to the Amaretto. But in this
What
codex
bourbons
book,
did what bourbons? What bourbon did you use?
the Elijah Craig,
Elijah Craig.
small batch Elijah Craig. So in this codex book that we have, the classic Amaretto sour, it says it's got 2 ounces of Amaretto, 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, quarter ounce of simple syrup, 1 dash of bitters, and garnish with an orange half wheel and a brandied cherry on a skewer.
Mhm.
Shake all the ingredients with ice, then strain into a double old-fashioned glass over one large ice cube, garnish with orange and half wheel of a cherry. So this one doesn't have the egg white, and it doesn't have the, a different base to it. It just has the
Mhm.
Amaretto. So we're going to try that one later just to compare. But to me, like all the sours that I've had all had an egg white and it had that frothy
Yeah.
bit. But
I
this
think you
one doesn't call for
the frothy bit.
the egg white. It's just Amaretto, lemon juice, and bitters shaken.
Do you know, um, when you in that class that we took, just because you mentioned it with the bourbon, do you know that the term small batch means nothing? Like when you
Yeah.
read it on the I didn't yeah,
I just read it off the bottle, but yeah,
no,
it
yeah, and it
doesn't.
just made me think. I'm like, hey, don't forget that point. It was like it is just a marketing term. It actually has no relevance. There's no way to define it. There's no characteristic for it. It's just another
I
bit of wordage you can put on the bottle that
Well, I thought the
does
small
nothing.
batch was that they do it
Nope.
that way. It's not mass produced in
Nope.
barrels the same way.
Mm-mm. Small batch bourbon is primarily a market term with no legal definition or regulated standard. It generally implies a blend of fewer barrels compared to mass produced brands, but small can range from 2 barrels to several thousand to hundreds. Whilst intended to suggest higher quality or a curated flavor profile, it does not. It often carries little technical meaning regarding its actual production size.
Okay. So seeing as how we brought that up, we'll come back to.
No, we'll continue this. I wanted to.
No, I want to, before I forget, because you went to a whiskey bourbon tasting earlier, and there was some different things that they did in there, and part of it is because it's not a major distillery that's
Yeah,
producing it,
and she
right?
did a
So
good job at explaining the differences. Like most of the bourbons that we talk about on this podcast, other than Buffalo Trace, because Buffalo Trace is owned by Sazerac, they also make several other ones. Um, I can't remember. Maybe when we're talking later on, I can Google it. I had Googled it before. Um, and then I don't know if you heard the rumor, but they are potentially buying Jack Daniels.
Sazerac is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'll form the 2 biggest it's, 2 of the biggest whiskey brands under one, which I found was very interesting. But other than Buffalo Trace, most of these bourbons that we're having are medium distilleries, meaning that, they are mass produced, but to a point. They're not, uh when you go to a liquor store, especially when you're in the whiskey section, do you notice how there is predominantly more, Crown Royals, there Jack Daniels, um, there are the bigger brands, Jim Beam. Jim Beam's a massive
Well,
distillery.
I guess a couple things. One is they're big companies. They have big marketing
Mhm.
arms. We talked
Well,
about.
but the main reason that you see that, other than those reasons, which you are correct, is their facility and the volume that they pump out, right? Usually if you get more marketing, it's like what I say about paint. People always ask me like, is Benjamin Moore paint good? Well, honestly, no. Because the most of the money that you're spending on Benjamin Moore paint is coming from the advertising, but the advertising is only possible because you have the money to spend on advertising. So it's kind of like an infinity loop. So when you see commercials and it's like, "Have yourself an apple Crown Royal. Are you not Canadian?" and all, it's just where they antagonize us with their advertisements. Those are the bigger distilleries, and there's more than that. But the Michter's distillery is considered a mid-grade distillery. They produce only a specific amount of bottles, and then depending on
And are they out of Kentucky? Or are they Alabama or?
Oh, yes.
All right, we'll come back to that.
There was a lot of I tried to do my best to take away, even with notes. Michter's,
I'm just trying to plan our road trip here for you know, we gotta go try all these from where they're made.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
So most of the bourbons, there's a street in Louisville that is considered the
Called Slugger?
whiskey or bourbon street. And most of the major distilleries, even the middle medium ones, they have their own kind of shops and they have history and tours. It's obviously not the distillery, but they create and curate an experience for people. And I'm definitely probably won't get to it anytime soon, being that our summers are filling up and then we're obviously gone for a significant amount of time. That maybe
Mm.
maybe
Next year. We got
next
a
year at some
research
point.
trip.
Yes, research trip that we can make it down there. So anyway, they came here and they set up and they did, I don't even, God knows how many. It was by invite only. So no matter who invited you, there was only 12 people allowed at every event.
But they did multiple events. when
Yeah,
were
they
here.
did one.
Probably half a
at club.
dozen in Saskatoon.
Yeah, I'd say probably 6.
So still, that's not. If they did 12 per, it's still pretty small.
I know a lot of people messaged me and were quite pissed off that they didn't have even an opportunity to book it or even know that it was happening, which kind of was a fun little nod. We got more than one invite by different places, which was a huge nod to us. But you obviously couldn't make
I
it
could not make it.
because
Work.
well, you suck. So that's the number one thing.
I phrased it differently, but tomato.
So each one of them, I imagine, was the same way because by the time she got to the event that I went to, she could rattle off an hour's worth of content like it was a race, and it was great. And like I was telling you, we were trying to get her to taste some of the whiskey to give us her interpretations of the flavor profiles that we were experiencing. She was reluctant at first, but we were
Professional. Yeah.
quite persuasive, and we got our way, especially with one of them. So she lined up 4 of them, and these 4 are the major. I think they only have 4 different versions of it. So they have the bourbons. So there's Michter's bourbon, there's Michter's whiskey, there's Michter's rye, and Michter's sour mash. And she lined them up in such a way that you start with okay, so there's 4 in front of you. The first one was bourbon, but then she started with the rye. She's like, "You guys are from Canada, so you're gonna want the rye first." And we kind of all rolled our eyes. We're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I guess, like, sure. But to her credit, that it was very good,
Okay.
like very spicy. And
What
like
do you have
like we've learned, that's what makes it spicy is that rye.
the rye, right?
So it was very spicy in the front, and then just it just finished off really nice. So we had that, and then we went to the bourbon, which was inherently more sweet because of the mash. Then we tried the sour mash. I did ask her what sour meant, and I have forgotten. Like I said, every time we do one of these, I'm just trying to take away one thing.
I was gonna say you can only remember so much information on those. I guess realistically, you'd probably have to almost do it twice to retain more info. There's just a lot of information coming in at you at any given time. The doing those tastings has been a great experience. Learn more every time, but once again, trying to remember all of it is a lot. We take notes, we record it, we look back on it, we compare it, we bring it back up again. And there's certain things that will resonate with certain people, whether it's the tasting notes or just how it sits with you in general. You know, the spiciness of the rye, the sweetness of the bourbon, comes from the corn. And then once we got into some of the wine tasting, we got another tasting coming up in a month's time where we're going to do some more on the wine, more champagne, sparkling.
With everything from Michter's. I will try to find that because there were some details on that paper. Fuck, I thought I brought it into the house. Might be in my vehicle. Damn it. I am a mess.
Okay, so
Anyway, I'll get back to it. So then sour mash and then the blended is what it was called. Unblended whiskey.
So just a general
generic whiskey.
whiskey. So
Yeah, like their base.
how
whiskey.
did that taste wise? How does that fit into the
It was
profile?
just more of a pure whiskey taste. It had all the notes that you conventionally will have with a whiskey.
So is it dark color? Like
They were all pretty much medium grade darkness. It
Okay.
wasn't like one, but it should have been set up. And we talked about this after as a group, because the way that she worded it, and great human, like it was great. We learned a lot. Very happy. But the way that she had kind of stressed it, that the bourbon and the rye and where everything fit into like an order system would be like there was a bourbon, and then it should have been the whiskey, and then it should have been the sour, and then the rye. But the sour mash was fucking phenomenal. Like it hit you when it hit you right off the bat, it was sweeter. Like not like caramelly like bourbon, but a very hint of sweetness that me and another gentleman there, we're like, it's corn. It's fucking corn. Like you just like you when you know that flavor, you, especially when you've drank as much whiskey as we have, it's like that is predominantly that's what that note is. And then so that's what we were like, okay, event's over. She's chit-chatting with everybody. We're like, okay, you need to explain to us, because all of us were getting hit with it, but we couldn't describe it because it was very unique. And out of the four, and I have some Michter's here, that I preferred that sour mash. That sour mash was phenomenal compared to the other three.
So it's sweet, smooth,
but then it hit you with that spiciness at the end. That like, woo.
So spiciness and like you get that warming sensation, or
yeah, it gave you a little bit of spice, and then it was just warm to tail off and just
okay,
be
interesting.
smooth. And it was very good. So I found some places, so I'll order some so that you and me can sample it on air, and then you can exactly hear what I'm talking about.
So we haven't seen that from anybody else before. That's the first time we've seen a sour mash.
Correct. I think the only other sour mash, isn't Jack Daniel's considered a sour mash?
You got me. Maybe we'll do one just on Jack Daniel's, and might have to mix it with something. Might get a little crazy if we start doing that.
Yeah, Michter's, Blanton's. No, that's not.
Blanton's isn't a sour.
No, I know. I Googled it to see sour mash whiskey list. Here we go. Michter's Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey is considered a sour mash. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon, sour mash. Wild Turkey Bourbon, sour mash. Woodward Reserve, sour mash.
Interesting. Remember when we
were sour mash is a distilling technique commonly used in bourbon and Tennessee whiskey, where a portion of fermented spent mash from a previous batch, called backset or slop, is added to a new batch. This method lowers the pH, controls bacterial growth, and ensures consistent flavor between batches, similar to a sourdough starter. Key aspects of a sour mash: consistency. It acts as a yeast starter, maintaining consistency, quality, and flavor profiles across millions of bottles. Protection. The acidity from the back set, 15 to 30% of the new batch, protects against unwanted bacteria, which is critical for distilleries. It is not a flavor, but a production method where leftover acidic material from a previous distillation is added to a new grain and water mixture. Most major whiskeys, including brands like Jack Daniel's and Jim Beam, prefer and use this method. And then there's a sweet mash. Does not use any backset. It requires stricter sanitation, but can produce a brighter, more nuanced, and less acidic flavor profile. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you would think that more places would want to go with the sour mash just to control any of the unwanted bacteria that might come in through the process. But that's why we're doing this. It's research.
Well, and it's
We're
interesting
learning
because,
stuff. We're
like,
passing
even
it on.
she walked us through how they make the oak barreled crates and things like that, and how they form them and burn them, and that they only use them once. And then, as we learned in that class, most Scottish and Irish whiskey buy those barrels from the United States, and then that's why predominantly I would assume that you get that very earthy, peaty taste to all of their bourbons and whiskeys, is that's playing a factor in it.
Well, also part of the process is they're burning that as they're cooking the mash, so you get that peaty, earthy taste through the process. So sad I missed that one, but I guess if you're bringing in some bottles, we'll do our own tasting. You got to be able to rifle off all the stuff by then, though.
I figure, I've always, I have a good, even when I'm cooking, I can describe what I'm having. I can, but to discuss the technical terminology all the time and remembering it that way, my brain doesn't work like that. And even when I'm cooking, I can make very complex dishes.
Like Remy from Ratatouille.
Yeah, let's go with that. But I just need to practice more and obviously do it more and learn more. But ultimately, even when I'm cooking, I can describe the flavor profile. I can make something and, whatever that might be. And I can tell you what's wrong. I can tell you what to add, what to change, depending on what it's supposed to taste like. And I might not give you exact measurements, and I have gaps in my education on it. But ultimately, even with cocktails, like I can taste a cocktail and pretty much know what's wrong with it based on my reference point of what that cocktail is truly supposed to be.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say I don't know the flavor profiles on food that much. I know if I like it or I don't like it, or if it's missing something. So it's not necessarily that I don't like it, but it's just like
More celery.
Yeah, more celery. Definitely more celery. I always say that when I'm cooking. I'm like, man, this could use more celery.
You know what this pie could use? Definitely some celery.
Chop that up and put it in my blueberry pie.
There was this Hulk shake that I used to make, and in the Hulk shake, I would have it. What's going on?
I don't know, my thing's
Okay, hold on.
thing's not thinging. It's weird having this thing in front of me, and I can only see out of one eye. So
you can barely see as it is. I should obstruct all your eyes.
That's because I can only see out of one of them, but that's neither here nor there at this point.
Maybe back it up a little bit from your.
Back it up. Back it up.
Just find the sweet spot, babe. Shit. What?
Well, we were just talking about mixing drinks, making foods. When it comes to
the Hulk shake.
Oh, the Hulk shake. Yes,
it was spinach, apple, celery, carrots, ginger root, orange juice, and water, and that, just drink that, dude. It was I don't know what it was about it, but like when I lost a serious amount of weight and was drinking that every day, like my body fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it was like a little thicker. Like it wasn't like super thick, because you add water to dilute it.
Okay.
And you can add some orange juice if you wanted to. I never did, but you could. Whether it's that ginger root and apple and all that, it was phenomenal.
I tried that. I told you I bought that greeny stuff.
Aren't you glad you listened to me?
I am, but I've only had it once, so I'm like, I don't know if I could do it again.
Green steaks take a while to get used to.
It does. I had it with orange juice. If I would have mixed it with water, it probably would have gone in the garbage.
It is not good with water.
It was
absolutely.
It was hardly tolerable with orange juice, but definitely better than just with water. So I haven't done a lot of veggie type smoothies or juicing drinks, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd call it juicing per se, but I guess green Hulk smoothie. I don't know what the fuck is this.
Did you look that up, or you just come up with that recipe by yourself?
No, I heard about I heard it from somebody talking about it in a podcast, and how like I can't explain the specifics of why it kickstarts your metabolism and your digestive system, but it absolutely worked.
So you did it for,
Oh, when I lost all that weight and I got down to like 205, 210,
is that when
like
you're on that carnivore diet too?
no, that one was okay. So like 5 years ago, yeah, because I had just met my spouse,
Okay.
and that's when I was down to like, so 5 years ago I was probably like 7 or 8% body fat, and I was down to 210
Wow.
and like just shreddy as, but I was also going to the gym twice a day and fucking starving myself and drinking that shit. Like it was a lot. And when you're getting a divorce, uh you look for things to do, and the best way to relieve some of that tension was to just go to the gym instead of going out. So yeah, that
Eating
was,
burgers and smashing beers.
time and place.
Yep.
But I was drinking that every day, and I definitely think that it was a factor
Sure.
in all of that. But I'm psychotic, and I usually have a tendency to take things too far. When I did the carnivore diet, that was crazy. So I lost 42 pounds in 3 months. Like it was
Yeah, like
a lot.
you didn't look
I didn't look good.
healthy at
No,
the
and
end of
and
that.
multiple people pointed it out. Like my face went gaunt.
Yeah.
I looked
I think it was too much too
too fast. Yes, and it worked. Yeah, it worked. Holy crap. And I did it so religiously. Like I nailed it. I had ketone strips. I made sure that I was always in ketosis, never cheated, no alcohol, no nothing. Was pretty hardcore about it. But the problem is that the minute that you go off of it, fuck you, I bet you gain all that weight back in 2 weeks. It was like my body was so deprived of carbohydrates that when I started to reintroduce carbohydrates, my body went into shock.
I was gonna say, did you get sick from
Yeah, I
like
got a keto.
going
So
normal?
when you go off of carbohydrates, you get what's called a keto flu, and the keto flu, you feel almost sick. You just feel run down because your body is no longer burning carbohydrates. Your body is now burning fat, and so that's where it's primarily doing it. It's quite a shock to the system. I have done keto before, so I knew it was going to come. And when I did keto last time, it just never went away. I was
So is keto the same as carnivore then?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Pretty much, except keto, you can have some vegetables and some things like that.
But on carnivore, that's all it was
It's all meat.
straight meat protein.
Yeah. To one chicken breast a day. But it was I wasn't as hungry. Like my body would tell me when I was hungry and I didn't eat as much. And I only ate when I was hungry. And so some days I'd barely eat anything, and some days I would eat a crap ton, just depending. But like a normal day, I would probably have 2 or 3 burgers. Like I made homemade burgers.
But no bun. So
No
just,
bun. Yeah.
So just patties.
Uh-huh. And cheese. Yeah, so cheese is good. So cheese is fine.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would have that. I'd have a pound of bacon. I would have 2 chicken breasts. I had MRE animal protein.
You just eat the bacon on its own, or it would be part of the rest of the stuff?
It just depend. It would really depend. Eggs, crap ton of eggs, like probably 6 to 8 eggs a day, every day. Bacon every day, hamburger every day. Hamburger was the go-to, and then fish. Then just periodically throw in some salmon, some cod, just anything to just balance it out meat wise. Then I was eating a lot of beef tallow. What else was I eating? Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I was also eating.
Budget wise on eating just protein.
Listen, if you don't make a good healthy income, that shit'll bankrupt you.
I bet.
I was eating $50 in bacon a week. Just bacon. I was eating another $50 to $100 in just hamburger.
So when your kids are home,
Yeah.
so you would make stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're not eating just a
I would make separate meals.
Sure, but so breakfast, bacon and eggs. So you're having half a dozen eggs and 2 pounds of bacon. So you're making 3 pounds of bacon and a
I
dozen
would probably
eggs?
spend in a month $1,500 to $2,000 just on myself,
In a month.
just for food.
Just in meat.
Mhm.
Would you do it again?
No. Although I see the benefits of it, and although it worked, there is no way to have a healthy lifestyle.
What
and
was the
still-
major benefit of it?
the weight loss, the energy. I had so much energy all day. I could sleep 4 or 5 hours, wake up, boom, full of energy. Did not stop having energy. It was crazy. Felt good, ran good. I didn't feel lethargic ever. I never had crashes in the day ever. But then when I did drink coffee, I only drank black coffee.
Which
so
is
no
which is
sugar.
fine.
Yep.
As long as you have a, good coffee that you're drinking, but that can't be sustainable long.
And that's the point I was
term.
going to make. It's not sustainable even a little. You can't have, the things I like I like having cocktails. Couldn't have that. Couldn't go out anywhere. I went snowboarding with some friends and they laughed at me the whole time because alls I could eat everywhere I went. I had to have I would order a burger and I'm like, just hold everything but the meat. And then just give me 3 extra patties, or I'd look for ribs, like anything that, like unbreaded ribs, just anything that was as
But what,
meat based as
Could you have sauce?
nope,
So no sauce.
nope,
So the ribs are no barbecue sauce, no whatever, just
nope. It's all
Oof.
sugars and carbohydrates,
that's rough.
but it works. It absolutely 100% works. And
But
if
it's
your
only
body is
short term though, is it not?
No, because like I said, when you're done, you're just I was good about it. I slowly reintroduced alcohol. I slowly reintroduced carbohydrates, and my body still just went into shock. I was sweaty and fainty, and in my body I felt just like a just an insane unsustainable levels where my body was like, what are you putting in it?
So did you was one extreme to the next? So you ate normal and then you just decided, okay, Monday I'm going carnivore diet.
Yeah, so you know how I started? So I said, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this from now until I go to Italy. And I did it up until 2 weeks before I went to Italy. So I did it January, February, and half of March.
But there was no ease into it. It was like
Yeah, January
both
1st.
feet.
January 1st, I fasted for 72 hours. No water, no food for 72 hours. And then once I started, so the reason why you want to fast, you didn't have to do it that long. I'm just a bigger guy. So I was like, I'll just play the odds. Everything I do in my life is extra. So why wouldn't this be?
Let Jesus take the wheel.
Live my life by that, bro. So I fasted for 72 hours and then I bought ketone strips, which are strips that you pee on to test the level of glucose in your body. So when you are on a low carb diet or low or sugar or none at all, you go into what's called ketosis, which is that change from burning carbohydrates to burning fat. And it's a range, right? So after the 72 hours, pee on the stick. Okay, I'm in 100% ketosis. And it usually takes about 48 hours before you're fully in ketosis for most people. So after 72 hours, I was good to go. And then I was like, okay, well, I got to eat. I'm hungry. And then I was like, okay, I'll just start with hamburger because, I love hamburger. So fuck it. I'll eat hamburger. And then I was like, hey, well, I'm still hungry. So then I had a list of all of the things I could eat. And then I just went through one by one by one by one until I was full. And then the only other stipulation is that you just let your body eat when your body tells you to eat. And there were, like I said, some days where I'd go 17 hours without eating. And I'm like, I feel great. I didn't feel, fainty. I didn't feel nothing. I was like, I feel great after 17 hours of not eating.
So you did that for
2.5 months.
2.5
lost
months.
about 45 pounds.
But it was like at that time when you came in, like you looked gaunt.
Yeah.
It was,
Yep.
And then obviously you went to, you eased into going, you couldn't just go both feet into Italy and partake in everything while you're there straight off of a diet like that.
Yeah. And then by the time I was back from Italy, I'd gained all the weight back.
All of it.
Mm-hmm. So in a month after the diet ending, I'd gained it all back. So you tell me if it's worth it. to shock your system. So the only way to maintain that, and like, I guess my anecdotal 2.5 months means nothing. What would my body be doing if it was 6 months in? But the diet becomes pointless if you're not in ketosis. So if you're not going to stay in ketosis, then it's completely pointless. You're just eating more fat and more protein, which there's nothing wrong. When I'm making a program for somebody, and once I figure out how their body reacts to certain things, I am usually, like 50% protein, 30% fats, 20% carbs.
So I'm on the fence about, because we talked before about
Mhm.
going to the gym, getting a little healthier, losing some weight, and I mean just in general, but it was more specifically centered around this trip that we're going to do in
Yep.
the summertime. So I'm on the fence on if I wanted to go like a more, I don't want to call it restricted diet, but focused diet, I guess is a better way
Mhm.
to put it. Um, just to try and get into that
If you're not going to meal prep, I don't
goal.
recommend you doing it.
That's fair.
Like,
Uh,
and I don't mean that as like you'll somehow fail. You've made great progression in the gym. You've started to look at the food you eat differently, and you've made better choices. Your alcohol consumption isn't as high. You are mindful of it, and that's a great start. And if you're wanting to take it to the next level, try restricting some of the foods. No sugar. Just don't have any sugar. See, just start there. I don't eat any sugar, like processed sugar. Like there's certain things you can't get around, like chips. Carbohydrates are sugar.
Yep.
So people,
I've like, to be honest with you, I've pretty much cut most sugar out already.
Mhm.
I drink my coffee black. If I have anything in it, the odd time I'll have a latte or I'll put a little bit of cream in, but 90% of the time it's a black coffee
Mhm.
anyways. I don't drink pop. The only sugars, like unless it's in like food already, berries and
Mhm.
stuff like that, or cocktails.
Mhm.
Um, the other one, refined sugar that you'd have is a little bit if you're having ketchup on French fries or something.
But there's hacks. So instead of buying French fries, make your French fries. Go to Canadian Tire, buy one of those. You cut the potato, push it down,
You
make
cross cut
fries,
them, yeah.
put it in your air fry.
Yeah, we do that. We just cut potatoes
Yep,
and
and you're good.
put
So
it in the
then
air fryer.
salt, use avocado oil or coconut oil
It's
instead,
funny what
like MCT oil.
we made something tonight and they called it for avocado oil.
Mhm.
And my son, when he used to work in the kitchen, he's like, "Oh, that stuff." He's like, "I hate that stuff. It's a pain in the ass to work with.
Mhm.
We don't keep it at our house. I put olive oil on
You can go to
everything."
Costco and buy avocado spray. And honestly, in the air fryer, you won't notice a difference.
So why would you use avocado over olive oil?
Different smoke points, different health benefits.
Okay.
So avocado oil is just a cleaner oil. Um, there's nothing wrong with olive oil. It's just it has a different smoke point. That's
Okay.
all. And
I
it
have a
has,
lot of olive oil in Croatia, I think.
yeah, and olive oil is great. If you're gonna eat any oil, I stick to MCT oil being number one, olive oil
I
being
don't know
number
what
two,
MCT oil is.
coconut oil.
Okay.
It's processed coconut oil. And it's kind of got a little bit of a flavor to it. Love it. I just ran out, but I love cooking with it. I prefer to use it, but there are just certain things that have a different smoke point. So if you're frying, I don't recommend you to use anything other than, vegetable oil, because vegetable oil smokes differently. So you can get it hotter without, burning your food and blackening it in a destructive way. But again, like how much are you frying your chicken? I don't fry my chicken anymore because I have that air fryer. It's like
Yeah.
you can get an amazing crisp on it.
The chicken is either on the barbecue or the air fryer.
Yeah.
We don't, unless it's like a casserole recipe that goes in the oven, but we're not
But just
putting in the
making those
frying pan.
mindful little adjustments, sugar. So ketchup, you brought up ketchup. You can buy low sugar ketchup. So I have a ketchup in my fridge.
Bring that home, my family might kill me on that.
You literally can't taste the difference.
All right, might have to switch
My
it.
kids don't. My kids prefer it now. They're like, well, like the choice is obvious. And my kids are crazy. When they pull things out off the shelf, we have a rule. If it's 10 grams or higher in sugar, it doesn't go in our house. And yes, we're not Nazis. We have exceptions to that. But by and large, we are incredibly mindful about the amount of sugar. Always have been. My oldest didn't have cake for his birthday until he was 5.
Wow.
We just didn't. We just, and if he did, he had a small half a cupcake.
See, for
Well, you've met him.
Yep.
He is like, imagine that hopped up on sugar.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, fair
like
enough.
Armageddon.
Like The Simpsons when the Flanders kids had the pixie sticks.
Oh, yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly. So there's like little changes that you can make like that all through your refrigerator. It's mind-blowing.
You know, I've been more cognizant of the choices that I've been making, and I used to always do cream and sugar. So I started drinking coffee, tried it in university, study for exams when you never had it before, and you try to so you can cram.
Yeah.
All it did was made my heart race, my mind race, and keep me up at night. It did not make me more productive. I did not start drinking coffee until I had kids, and I didn't care for coffee, but I needed the caffeine. So it was like cream and sugar, so like a double-double.
Yeah, but like a small double. You when I first met you.
Oh yeah, I still don't drink. I don't consume a lot of caffeine.
Can't believe you bought me this. What the hell am I supposed to do?
I was like a squirrel on speed.
Okay, coach these kids, Trevor. This is my 7th one.
One of the guys I work with said to me, he's like, and I just a little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar, and he's like, that shit'll kill you. So I stopped putting sugar in. I just did cream. So I went from a double to a 1-and-1 to just cream to black coffee. So I've switched all that out and made the choice. And even when we went through that dryish January, everybody likes that term, dryish. It made me seriously think about my relationship with alcohol and drinking. Obviously, I do it for science, but I enjoy it.
We don't partake in any extracurricular drinking.
That's
that
right.
Doesn't have anything to do with the
Research.
scientific method.
That's right. And maybe in the summer we do a little bit more research during patio season.
What's that? It's
been so long, but we'll have
okay.
to.
Do you want to
Yes.
finish that? We'll go make the other one and then we'll pick back up on this.
Yes.
Okay. Patio season, relationships, no sugar in your coffee.
No sugar in your coffee. 2. Cocktail 2. Part 2.
Cocktail.
But this was a comparison one. This one's different though.
Yes, this is not because it's so delicious that we need multiple ones. I really did want to taste the difference. And so what is your take?
It's a very different cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but I like the other one better.
Why?
Once again, to me, the sour has that frothy bit to it.
Mm-hmm.
Adding the bourbon kind of mellows the amaretto.
Mm-hmm.
You said it when you on your first taste, like you get a very heavy amaretto.
Yeah, it's just amaretto-y.
Right.
I don't know how to describe that.
Even with adding the lemon juice to it, it's the lemon juice. Like you almost need either you need that ice to melt a bit or you need more lemon juice.
Good point.
So I've had, and one of my customers put me on this years ago as an aperitif that you'd have fancy word.
Wow.
Oh, look at me go.
Well, you're cultured swine.
Dress me up. I can get fancy once in a while.
Careful now. I'm going to come to expect it.
So it's, after dinner drink, and you'd have some people.
Yes, I know what an aperitif is.
Some people would do, another cocktail, or they do port, sherry. This one, you do amaretto on ice with lemon, like lemon wedges, and you just squeeze it in. So same idea. This is just more amaretto, and I think it just the ice needs to melt a bit to kind of bring down that strong amaretto taste. Or maybe more lemon. But that frothiness that you get with the egg white kind of helps complement that. So to me, I like the other one better. There's nothing wrong with this one. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different cocktail.
It's weird without that bourbon to balance out the amaretto, and without the egg whites for the frothy bits. It's completely different. And I argue, that dehydrated orange here is
the homemade dehydrated orange. You didn't buy none of that.
You know what? Yes, I had an old fashioned party on the weekend, so I attempted to take just this dead silence as I'm trying to take this picture.
Social media posts, good stuff like that. So while I was looking up the first recipe that we had, there was a few other notes that they had on here. This is still from that liquor.com website. Says Amaretto Sour. After decades of saccharine imposters overshadowing the original, this classic cocktail is rightfully reborn. The Amaretto Sour is thought to have first originated in the 1970s as a promotional push from liqueur brand Di Serono, then known as Amaretto di Serono. The modern recipe
You
combines.
remember that when we were kids, those commercials? Well, we were kids. I mean, like when we were younger,
I was an adult.
and it's like the commercials on TV. But
Di Serono.
Di Serono.
Like it was almost like a cologne commercial
Right?
had all these hot Italian models talking about
Yes.
Di Serono. It's like, I'm 8. I want some Di Serono.
I'm 8. Yeah, exactly. I'm a small child. What?
And
It
now we're
tastes like burning.
and now we're degenerates.
That's my favorite Ralph Wiggum line.
Oh yeah.
It tastes like burning.
It says the modern recipe combines bourbon, almond flavored amaretto liqueur, maple syrup or simple syrup. Sorry, not
I was
maple.
like, what the fuck? I am not getting any maple.
Got a little carried away there. Canadian. Fresh lime juice and egg white, putting it firmly in the sour family of cocktails, but it's unique for a few reasons. While most sours consist of a base spirit, a syrup or liqueur for sweetness, and fresh lemon or lime juice, the original Amaretto sour recipe only required 2 ingredients, Amaretto and lemon juice, which is basically what we're having right now. That's because Amaretto itself provided ample sugar to balance the citrus, filling the part of both base spirit and sweetener. Unfortunately, as the drink aged through the 80s and 90s, prefabricated artificial sour mix began to replace fresh lemon and sugar in high volume bars across the globe.
Those sons of bitches.
That's right, they ruined it. While these mixers did a disservice to many classic sour cocktails, they were especially detrimental to the Amaretto sour, creating a double dose of sugar that led to the cocktail to be associated with an unpleasantly saccharine profile. However, modern bartenders have since rehabilitated the drink, finding ways to keep the spirit of the original almond and marzipan forward cocktail intact while still appealing to the modern tastes. So it goes on a little bit more, but we've talked about a few different sours. The Amaretto, once again, I like the sour profile that I've come to expect. But this is more, I guess, a traditional sour. Nothing wrong with it. It's had a chance to melt. Is it getting a little less amaretto-y?
But it's still it's one of those it's like Zambuca, anything that's very strong, like in its flavor profile. I find, that it's like with tequila. Tequila just, I feel, no matter what brand, no matter what cocktail, it's like, yep, that's tequila. It overtakes, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that.
Have you had a Grey Goose before? Or not a Grey Goose, a Greyhound?
I don't know, actually.
So tequila and grapefruit juice.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. The sour sweetness of the grapefruit mixed with
really, so
balances it.
Like if you have a tequila sunrise, it's tequila that it's still in your face tequila with a lot of sugar and sweetness.
Correct. Which,
because it's usually like bar orange juice and grenadine, so more sugar. But putting it with grapefruit juice, you get, it mellows that tequila out without getting an overpowering sweetness that goes with it. So maybe we'll have to do Greyhounds on one of these.
Just like at this point, it's like
science.
We've done enough old fashions that I definitely think that
is there a thing? Is that a thing?
No, not for ingesting. I just mean for variations. I think that if we're gonna do more old fashions, that we should start stepping out of the norm bracket of.
Well, we talked about this before. Like, we're gonna take the show on the road.
No, I want to always do it in my living room.
Well, I do too, but wait, science, we need to go. We owe it to our listeners to go and try other places
did.
and
We did. Speaking of listeners, you want to go through the list?
yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll do this, Mictors. So I found the paper.
Where was it?
I have a whiteboard in my kitchen for writing various things down.
Like right beside where the laptop and the microphones are.
Yep, pretty close. And
But you scoured the house to find it. Okay.
Yep, I did.
check.
And I put it on there with a magnet, and I was like, "You're definitely not gonna forget this."
That's right up there with the envelope that you have on the fridge that says Old Fashioned Dads on it.
Correct.
And what's that for?
Receipts that
And what's in there right now?
0. I have no idea how deep we actually are on everything for the podcast. Oh, God. Okay, so on this, we had the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Wicks. Holy. I'm getting a little phlegmy here from all the alcohol. The Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, the Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, the original Sour Mash Whiskey, and the unblended American Whiskey. Okay, and then on the bottom here, this is Michter's 6 production techniques. Number 1, air-dried and seasoned wood for our barrels. We require oak naturally air-dried and seasoned for at least 18 months for the construction of our barrels in order to produce a smoother whiskey with better flavor. 2, the toasting before charring. While all bourbon and American rye barrels are required to be charred, we take the extra step of toasting our brands before they are charred in order to
I like
achieve
toasting.
richer flavor. Number 3, barreling at our lower 103 entry proof. Although 125 proof is allowable as an entry proof for distillate to be placed into the barrel for aging, we barrel our distillate at a lower 103 proof level. This costly step creates a richer whiskey with less water added the day of bottling. Heat cycling. Despite this significant extra cost, we heat cycle our warehouses by raising their temperature and then naturally cooling them down. This causes our whiskey to soak in and out of the barrel more often, therefore garnering richer flavor and color. Number 5, our signature filtration. Rather than a one-size-fits-all approach, we thoughtfully select the we select the custom filtration protocol ideally suited to highlight the very best qualities of each of our whiskeys. Single barrel and truly small batch whiskeys. For precise quality control, all Michter's whiskeys are either single barrel or batched in small equipment, custom designed to hold no more than 20 full barrels.
So would you say that's small batch?
Yes, but then right after that, she was like, "Yeah, that's just marketing." And she literally, like, it was like verbatim. We're like, "Oh my God, I thought we were drinking special whiskey."
They print it right on the bottle in gold letters.
Jeez. And I want to do a shout out to two places. So again, we've talked about them before, but Willow Park for inviting us to another event for this Michter's. Unfortunately, couldn't make that one because I had a business meeting that ran late. So
you suck.
I suck?
Yeah, that's what you told me about when I had prior work engagements.
Yeah, but I can't get out of my meetings.
I can't either.
Well, not with that attitude. But the second one, I want to. So how long has it been? I guess this Friday would be 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, I attended my first event at the Saskatoon Club. Yep. And well, since then, I have been heavily obsessed with this place. Their general manager, Tim, made me feel welcome and silly, and the organization itself is what did he say, 100 years it's been around in Saskatoon, but a great place to gather for these events, to have business meetings, to go for dinner, to have cocktails, tastings, and just spend time. Fully functional gym, a lot of upgrades to the facility, wine lockers, the whole deal. And they put on one hell of a program. I've done 2 there now. The wine one, which was phenomenal. was a crazy night where I thought there's no way I'm going to walk for a couple days, but I was fine. And then this whiskey event, and it's just been phenomenal. And they have been so warm and inviting and engaging, and made me feel like becoming a member there, which I have now.
It's changed a lot. When I first started there, I told you this before, that it was had more of a stuffy feel, less welcoming and inviting. This event that we went to with Tim there was a lot more opening, and you want to go there and participate in more events, where I'd never got that feeling before. So
Mhm.
having that change in there, and then bringing in new younger people to liven it up a
I was
bit.
just gonna say, liven the place up with their youthful vigor.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure that I pointed out how appreciative I am, and we are, of their events that they hold, and the atmosphere that they create. And we look forward to being there more, and we look forward to
More tasting.
more tasting, but enjoying the facility as these upgrades happen and different things happen there.
Well, maybe what we do at some point, because we're going to have like a meet the dads event.
Ooh,
Maybe we do it there with a tasting or a pairing or something like that. We'll book a room, and we'll make an event. And if we do something like that, we'll put it out there. I don't know if all our listeners, are you going to pull that up there?
Yeah, we're gonna pull it up here.
Can make it, but those that are local, or those that want to come in and join us.
Yeah, we'll figure out a place to do it, and if nobody shows up, well, at least we still have old fashions.
We sure do.
Okay, we're going to go over. This has become a new fun thing to go over. The geographic locations of all the people that listen. We got 78.6% from Canada, 15% from the United States. New one, 3.5% from Vietnam.
Yes.
Those,
They like their old fashions.
I was gonna say Viet Cong, but that's probably insensitive.
Probably.
So individuals, wonderful individuals from Vietnam, 3.5%. Netherlands still holding strong at 0.5. I just picture these ones that are coming up, these 0.5 and 0.3s. If 0.3 is a number, I'm going to use 0.3 as a person, just a single person. And then 0.5 is 1.5 people, like a little person. Like there's a little person listening in the Netherlands. So
Like a kid.
yeah, like a little kid, or like an
adult and their child.
No, like a small full-grown human.
But if we're going 1.5, is that 1.5 or just a half?
No, that's one and then half of one.
Okay. All right.
I thought that would come out and make more sense if I said it out loud.
No, it did not. It
not.
definitely
So,
did not.
We'll work on that. So 0.5% from the Netherlands. Thank you to that 1.5 individual.
See that?
Well, if 3% is one,
so it's an adult.
Listen,
and their child.
If 3%
like
is
under
one
10,
human, then 5 is 1.5 humans.
Because when you look at our demographics, we have some that are under 18. So one is like an adult and their child.
No, I'm talking about little people.
They're little people.
No, not not full grown people, but little people. No, see, it still doesn't work. Anyway,
No,
it's done. I beat this to death. 0.3% from Russia, 0.3 from South Africa. New one, 0.3% from the United Kingdom. Whoop, whoop. 0.3% from Brazil.
That's new.
Yeah.
Didn't we have United Kingdom before?
No, we didn't. We had Brazil, though.
Okay.
0.3% from Gabon or Gabon. I have no idea where that is.
It's
okay, Google.
I looked it up.
Where is Gabon?
In the middle of Africa on the coast.
Boom. Thanks, Google. 0.3% from Iraq. Awesome. 0.3% from Colombia.
Those are all new. That's impressive. I like it.
The 96% on Spotify are from Canada. 2.1% of the United States are from Spotify. South Africa, they love their Spotify apparently. And United Kingdom.
Well, I don't think you can get Spotify in all countries.
Still don't understand this. 94% male, 5.1% female, 0.9% not specific, but 0% non-binary. I just want 1% non-binary. Just make me better. I love the 6.9% of 60 plus. Like, you guys are going to learn some things. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, I guess we could probably
Okay. So that being said, now that we've got a plethora of countries,
plethora. Mm-hmm.
we've talked about old fashions obviously being the main focus, and we've done the Irish Maid. We've had a Amaretto sour. Is there anything specific to some of these countries that we should try, science-wise?
Let's pick Gabon.
All right.
I'm gonna find a cocktail.
Or if somebody from Gabon is listening and they want to let us know,
you are from Gabon, reach out and tell us what is your cocktail that your country either drinks a lot of or is famous for. Reach out to us. If not, we're gonna find one on the internet, and if the internet's wrong, well, that's on you guys.
we're just gonna make it and try it and let you know what we think. That's what we do here.
Next episode, Gabon, you're getting a shout out.
All right.
I'm gonna learn some stuff about Gabon.
It's good. Like trying new stuff.
So I guess we'll call her there. No,
just before we do,
sorry,
I just want now that this has had a chance to settle a bit, I find like now comparing the two Amaretto sours, the first one, once again, both very good, but the first one was like, yeah, that's good, and I could drink another one quite easily. This one, slower sipping drink.
Even like a Negroni. I find a Negroni I like to take my time with.
Yeah, I'm not a Negroni fan, but yeah, I would take my time just because I don't like it.
Well, I love it.
All right, to each their own. Amaretto sours. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to number 10.
Number 10. Oh yeah, we're okay.
Let's finish with a clink.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you. This was fun as always. I hope everybody learned a bunch of shit about alcohol today.
We did.
I did. I always learn.
Me too.
Just a sponge for, life.
I like learning and sharing. That's
my favorite thing about you is how well you share.
I know. I like to share.
Hey, I'm Justin.
I'm Trevor.
Old Fashioned Dad's out, bitch.
See you next time.